Hey my loves, welcome back for another video. If you're tuning in for the first time, I'm Ashley, and today, you guys already know what it is. We're going to be slaying another lace wig. Now this one is in the color 99J and it is a deep wave lace front wig, and I know it looks bomb. So this is my hair and how we're gonna start. You guys know I've been loving wearing my natural hair lately, and this is what it's looking like. I remember I told you about a week ago that it was dirty and I hadn't washed it in like 2 or 3 weeks. Well, it's even dirtier because I still have not washed it. Like, I don't know what I'm doing, but just the idea of washing, deep conditioning, blow drying, all of these different steps just sounds like too much, so I've been just letting it rock with what it is. So right now we're doing our protective style. This is going to be quick and simple, and I'm speeding through it. I just do 4 braids. Typically I would do 6, but today I was lazy. That front braid would usually be knocked down to 2 braids, and then I kind of just go ahead and beehive it, fake finesse it, and it works. Like, it may not look like much, but for my wigs, it lays fairly flat. This wig cap obviously is far away from my complexion, so I'm going to go ahead and buff in a foundation that is similar to my complexion, so that whenever my lace front wig is on and you see through the lace, you don't see yellow, you see, you know, brown or something more reminiscent of my skin tone. Even if your wig cap is brown, if it's not your complexion, I would recommend you do this. So this is the color of the lace as I was just showing you before. Now I'm going to make it my color. I'm going to use this NYX foundation, and as you guys can see, I kind of buffed that into the inside of the lace so that whenever I apply and install the wig, it will be more like my complexion. A lot of people are looking for different solutions for lace tint. I feel like this is the most realistic and accurate, because a lot of times lace tints come in general colors like light, medium, deep, or, you know, so to speak, like 4 or 5 different shades. You can use your exact complexion with your foundation in your lace, and it'll be the exact color. Just make sure that when you apply it to your lace, you put a thin coat so it's not cakey, or you allow it to dry so that it is not, you know, getting everywhere, and your lace is completely dry when you install. So I'm showing you here what the lace looks like on my complexion, and it is literally goals. It's pre-plucked to perfection, and I'm pretty pleased with it. Again, it just wasn't my skin tone, which most lace is not my skin tone just in general. So that was an easy fix. Like I said before, almost all of us have, you know, some type of foundation or concealer. Even if it's a powder foundation, you can buff that into the lace and it'll work perfect. So next up is the install. You guys know I do not use glue, so we are in true fashion just using a holding spray. Of course, everything I use to complete this look is listed and linked in the description box for you guys to check out. Of course, I got my Dyson on deck. Dyson sponsor me. Dyson sponsor me. Let's speak it into existence. I love this company, and they have a new flat iron out, so I wanted Dyson sponsor me. Anyways, whenever you are installing, especially if you're not using a glue, using a holding spray, I would highly recommend that you also use a blow dryer. This is going to help it to dry, install, not be too messy, just be neat and clean, so forth and so on. So if you've ever installed a wig with like got to be glue gel or got to be glued spray, and you did not use a blow dryer to dry it, the next time you do use a blow dryer, and it will change your life. So we did do this in 3 sections, and I would say myself, it came out pretty good. You know, my work was pretty neat, no complaints. Just make sure that you always cut and customize the lace around your ear so that it fits and cuffs perfectly around your ear. The thing about this is that if it fits and cuffs around your ear, if your cousin or somebody you know wants to, you know, share a wig with you or borrow a wig, it may fit completely different on them. And that's the thing about customizing a wig. You are pretty much cutting and shaping it, and, you know, bleaching the knots and everything that you're doing to it, you're doing it to fit your taste, your liking, and your head. So now that we have our wig completely installed, we are good to go, but we are not completely done. Even if you do not want baby hair, I would highly recommend that you kind of style the front in some way so that it just looks nice. Don't just install and walk away. Like, you know, you can use a wax stick and kind of just lay down the hairline to go in the direction you want it to go. For me, I'm going to go forward with some baby hair. But if you would like to, like, you know, make it go backwards and just go straight back or kind of slick to the side, you can even do some swoops without even, you know, making actual baby hair. But today we are going full on with the baby hair. Now you're gonna see, and I'm pretty sure you saw in the thumbnail as well as in the intro, I chose to keep mine pretty full, pretty long, and pretty thick. Now what I will say, if you are a beginner, I recommend that you start thicker and longer than you know, basically if you feel like this is where you want to cut it, be a little safe and go a little bit longer, style it, see what it looks like, and then you're able to go back in after the fact and trim it shorter, tweeze it a little bit more. In this case, I did not tweeze at all, but now that I'm done with the wig, I can go back tomorrow and I can make the baby hair shorter. I can also take my tweezers and in each section I can thin it out a lot more. That way I haven't ruined the wig completely. Sometimes when you start from the beginning and you do too much, you run the risk of, you know, pretty much just ruining your wig and not being able to come back from it. So today I'm going super dramatic. Today I tried to do a little bit of a design. To me, it looks very cheesy and a little bit way too dramatic. But again, I just want to switch it up and have fun. You know, everybody's at home during the coronavirus. Everybody doesn't want to see the same old installs. If you want something more simple and subtle, you can go literally through my YouTube channel and you can see I've done everything subtle, simple, you know, baby hair, no baby hair. I've done it all. So I pretty much have tutorials for everyone. This one here is just for the dramatics. I did want to learn how to do the swoops. Now maybe I shouldn't have done it so thick in the center. Maybe I should have done it in the sides by the sideburns. But again, I just want to try a little bit of everything. And this was just me expressing myself and having a little bit of fun. Because I've never done this type of like swoopy, swirly, curly sideburn thing, I was super proud of myself. I'm not even gonna lie. Now that I look back at it, this was filmed a couple of days ago. Now that I look at it, I definitely would have toned it down. It's very dramatic and probably not necessarily realistic for everyone. But again, I am having fun. You can literally cut that off. You can literally swoop that section straight backwards and it wouldn't make a difference. The wig is not ruined or damaged. I'm having fun for today. And tomorrow, if I have to go to my kids' PTA meeting, this is a wig and I can take it off, or I can just switch the baby hair. It's simple. I know I already said this about the Dyson, but also Aussie Moist. Aussie, if you are looking for people to sponsor me. You ain't gotta pay me, just send me a truckload of the Moist. I love this conditioner. I use it to co-wash my hair, my natural hair. I use it to co-wash my daughter's hair because it has so much slip. It keeps it moisturized while still, you know, it's soft, it's moisturized, but you know, you're doing the job and getting it clean. It keeps the curls on point. And I love it also for my wigs. I feel like with curly hair, it kind of gives those nice, bouncy, natural, just beautiful, luscious, juicy curls that I love so much. So again, Aussie Moist, Aussie Australia, Aussie, I really would love it if you send me a truckload of this stuff. But what we're doing here is pretty much going in and setting my curls. I dampened the hair a little bit with water, and now I'm going in and adding product. I do add a little bit of product, actually a lot of product, just because on the first day I kind of feel like you have to add a lot more product. That way throughout the week when you touch up your hair from day to day, getting dressed in the mornings, you can just add a little bit of water and you won't necessarily need to go in with product. Now, as far as the hair goes, obviously we did a center part. I wish I would have went in with my Care wax stick. I can always tell when I skip that step. Today I just added a little bit of Got to Be Glued spray to the crown, and it did something completely different. It wasn't my wax stick, so it's slayed and it looks beautiful, but it's not as slayed as it would have been if I had my wax stick. Now, to set up the look, I added a little bit of foundation powder to the hairline just to go in and conceal and make sure everything blends in with my complexion. And there are no knots, but you know, just make sure that the lace looks pretty good. And then I also went in with my Fenty concealer in the parting. As always, I'm going to buff that out, or actually like press it in so that it just is not, you know, out there and in your face. And everything came together. I'm absolutely pleased with this look. Everything I used to complete it is in the description box for you guys to check out. You guys know I work with West Kiss often, and this one is absolutely beautiful. 99J is a great brown girl friendly color. It's very, very, very safe in my opinion. And even like with the warmer months coming up, I find that I love this one more in the winter and fall, but the summer it'll be awesome. So make sure you guys hit that subscribe button, check out more videos from me, and you know, make sure you stick around for more videos. Thank you guys so much for watching, and as always, I'll see you in the next one. Smooches!